Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into this week's episode, I want to welcome our brand new sponsor, Lean Supper Club. Lean Supper Club are market leaders of the ready-made lifestyle food brand, offering breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, treats with full lab-tested calories and macros. I swear to God, right? I had their crispy peppered chicken dinner last night. Less than a fiver. It was phenomenal. It was unbelievable. It was like tonguing Cameron Diaz, right? Like around the time of the Mask movie, not now because she's obviously geriatric, but it was unbelievable, right? They're a family-run business. They started 6 years ago. They provide restaurant-quality products all over Northern Ireland. To find them, check out your local Spar, your local Centra, Eurospar, Super Value, Cost Cutter, Vivo Extra. They're everywhere, right? They even have their own fridges in some places. Do you know why? Because no other food comes close. Lean Supper Club. Check them out. leansupperclub.com. Thanks a lot for the sponsor. Let's get into this week's show. My girlfriend says I need to stop buying her gifts while discreetly claiming that I'm random towns in Northern Ireland. Tell you what, I am done giving. Hello and welcome to the 1212 podcast. I feel like I'm going to start every episode now with a joke.
Yeah.
Joe, a one-liner, just so that people off the bat are like, oh, that's what he does.
Yeah, I was trying to for some reason in my head I thought of Money Ray, but I don't know what that means. Yeah. It's a place.
You're talking to your husband.
And he's got money. His name's Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Money Ray. There you go.
I'm not going to write that down.
Nah, don't save that. Listen, I'm not a one-line guy.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
Cheers for coming on.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest this week is what did your mum call you?
The fattest man she's ever seen with her own two eyes. Now this is about the 7th podcast in a row I've said that on, so I'm gonna.
Really?
It's gone because I've lost 5 kilograms since she called me that.
Fuck's not around the guns anyway.
Mm-mm.
You haven't lost any ammo.
No, it's all off my dick. Everything.
Did you get a dick reduction?
No, fuck. I mean, you need to hire. You know those people who do arts in the end of pencils. You need to hire them to do anything like that.
Really?
Balls, on the other hand, you need to get a veterinary crew in because of big balls, like. But no dick.
Have they dropped yet?
Oh, they haven't stopped. They're free.
Still dropping?
Yeah.
Are they?
They're free falling.
They're like 2 boulders in a sock.
The worst. They're like pool balls in a sock. They're just that's the length of them.
Like the McGabry phone you and they're like, where were you last night between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m?
Yeah.
Because somebody's had a fucking beating. Yeah.
My balls are black and blue, yeah.
I find Dave had this ball bag down here just next to the inmate. Fucking gay lad.
Well, I've had to wear tighter pants to keep them in. So, like, rather than just wearing loose boxers, I have to keep them, like, wear UFC fighting pants to keep them in, like.
The wee cup and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Each their own, eh?
That's it, yeah. I'm just going to put my phone on silent. I forgot to do it before we started, and I don't want it going off throughout. Is yours off?
Yeah, but I have no friends anyway, so wouldn't worry.
You're all right.
Yeah. There's just one from you. Where the fuck are you? All right, there you
go. Yeah. I want some beard tips off you today. I've tried. I've did a wee bit of grooming,
okay.
And they only did a wee bit of grooming. Shaved my neck and everything, so I did as well this morning.
With the beard?
Joe, the like kind of, what would you call it? Almost, what do you call that thing on a horse?
A mane?
A mane?
Yeah.
I almost feel like I had a wee bit of a mane growing there.
Nice.
And it was like tickly and stuff.
So she gave you the trim at the back?
No, I did the one on my back. I was too embarrassed to ask her to actually shave me. Because
that's something that's happened to me over life. Is at the beginning, I used to, when I had puberty at 10 or whatever, and we used to go on holidays together.
10?
10. Oh, I mean, I think probably 11.
I was like 23.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember shaving my legs in school because none of the other wee boys had legs. Or no, had
What kind of fucking school did you go to?
None of the other boys had hair, on their legs, so I was like feeling like this big freak. So I was just stealing my mum's hair razors and just shaving my wee legs until they got pubes as well, and then
all systems go then,
and it was all good. So I think that's weird. My legs aren't that hairy, but the rest of my body's just.
You're in shorts as well?
I'm always in shorts.
It's the way to be, isn't it?
24. I'd say that either that or else I've just seriously worryingly high blood pressure. But either way, I like to be cool. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I had to do that, and just would start early, and then my back hair happened. She'd give it a shave, and now it's just wild. So before I went on holidays, my mum would have given me a wee trim. She'd have bicked me. She'd have got the cream out and bicked me and all. And then that's when you know it's true love, is whenever you meet somebody that can take over the mantle and shave your back. And that's what my wife now does.
It
I'm a
is like a
mistress.
sacred kind of thing, isn't it? It's.
Mm-hmm.
Are you embarrassed by it? Are you bothered at all by it? Is it just something that you're just
I mean,
save my
it's
back?
more uncomfortable after a point. Like, it gets to the point where it's like, it's a wee bit itchy now, get rid of it, you know?
Mm.
And I think it's more if I go on holiday, she's probably like, it's about time I shaved your back. I'm like,
Yeah.
do I need to? You know? She's like, yeah, you do. Absolutely do. So, yeah, I do that and just, get it. I think from here up, I'm just very hairy. And it stops here, though. When it gets to
Does
here,
it?
it starts going out again, yeah. Knock
Your,
it
your
out.
your beard's sweet though. I like it.
Thanks.
You've bits of grey in it, and do you know what it
Yeah.
shows me? Wisdom,
Wisdom.
because I'm getting them too,
Mhm.
and I've only started getting wisdom recently.
Yeah, well, like
Well,
I see,
it's-
you've just had after having a break from kids, you've had another kid. You see, and I collate my loss of hair and progression on my greys with having kids, like,
100%.
and it's just fucking stress with.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday morning, Catherine was at work, and I had I had to get both the kids out for swimming lesson. And Matilda can't is one, like, so she just drowns. But put them both, get them both ready to go to the swimmers. And I thought I thought I'm about to have a heart attack here. They were doing my head, and she copies Holly, the older one now too.
Mm.
So whenever they're both shouting, it's just wild. And then the dogs go. I just thought I'm going to burst here, and I just feel the greys going. You know, like a wee fucking like what's that? Like, not Play-Doh. Like
It is
like,
Play-Doh.
Is it
is
Play-Doh? Yes,
Yeah.
like the Play-Doh when you fucking.
Yeah.
I just feel them coming out, and the dick going in, just there, fucking stressing me out, like getting old and shit. Like.
But your beard's nice.
Thank you.
It's always really groomed looking. Do you
Yeah.
do that yourself?
Yes, I do. See these bits. This is my
Yeah.
is my secret. And I actually shaved these today because I was coming on this podcast. I want to look scruffy.
Fair play
So I
to-
shaved here and I shaved under there.
I shave under
Yeah.
here too, just
'Cause
like
then-
create a line.
Yeah, it just and also for me it defines the chin because if you take this off, I just look like Earthworm Jim. I just have one big blob of neck. Like it looks just like an uncut gammon if you don't put a beard on me. So
Deathworm Dave.
yeah, it's not a good line. And then sometimes even when I'm to be fair to my mum, the fattest man she's ever seen, sometimes I look at me on videos and go, I actually need to lose the fat on my neck because the beard's now looking like there's beard and fat.
I don't think you get fat in your neck.
Stressful.
You
should
see
grab
some
it.
people and they have a big fucking do like a neck pillow
Yeah.
of just fat on the back, and then
Yeah.
a big like sort of crease in
Fold.
everything where I guarantee they fucking baby wipe it. Do you know what I mean? 2 or
Oh,
3 times a day. You'd
You
have
need
to.
to, but then you
It's
save
like-
money for going on long haul flights. Just
True, yeah.
neck
You
back.
just put your neck back.
then you have to buy a second seat. So I mean, doesn't balance itself out.
Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So yeah, I'm a fit guy now. Whatever.
I like it. How often do you go to the
Do you?
gym?
None. Don't go.
You don't go at
Don't
all?
really go
Don't need
anymore.
to?
No, don't. I walk now. I'm a walker. Walk my dog, and I've built a wee. I say built. I've accumulated equipment in my garage, and I'll go out there. I'm actually going to go out there tonight and swing a few kettlebells and
Yeah.
do some squats and take my shirt off and all.
Are you not bored shitless when you go to the gym? Do you not
Mm.
hate it? I find it so fucking boring, so dull.
Yeah. What do you? But you're good. Still kept yourself in good nick. like?
I try and keep in shape,
Yeah.
but I don't do anything more.
Because
than
whenever we were at stand all together, whatever you were doing, you had your shirt slightly rolled up, and I thought to myself, you
that's
look
my wee
pumped up.
trademark, Dave. I always,
Like you looked,
I always have it.
but you look pumped. Like you look like
Thank
you've
you.
been doing the weights. Like
Do you know a wee cheat when on the day I have a gig or the day I have something on? I usually go to the gym that morning.
there you go. I was going to say HGH,
What's that?
human growth hormone. I just if you want to eat cheat and how to do things, just pump some of this. Bingo. But yeah, no, I don't know. I used to be much more into going to the gym and whatever, and I just think as I got older, that's the thing that I sacrificed was the time. You're just always fucked. But no, I'm focused. I want to shift to think about 30 kilograms is what I want to lose is my target, which I don't know what that is in stones or whatever, but
Then just be the second fattest man your mum's ever seen.
yes, yeah. I want to just be less fat than my dad, who's lost a load of weight. Piece
Has
of
he?
shit. Yeah, he's out walking miles every day, and I think you're fucking mugging me because you are the fattest man she'd ever seen, and now it's me. You fucked me, dad. You
But
know?
then it's almost like a family business, isn't it? You're taking
It
over.
is true.
Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean, it's nice. Be
That's
proud
fair.
of it.
Yeah,
be
no,
proud.
it's a good thing. But then
Yeah.
that what was actually funny was when my mum told me that I was the fattest man she'd ever seen with her eyes. Was whenever I was telling her, like I was telling her that my sister had given off me about being fat, right? And I said to her, what I was telling my mum was, I know that, I'm aware, and I'm just on my holidays at the minute. So when I get back, I'm going to sort it. So basically, I don't need I'm aware that I need to lose weight. That's all good. But my mum thought when I said I'm aware, which what I was really saying was I don't want you to tell me anymore. She was like, well, this is a good opportunity to just, put all the cards on the table and just say, listen, of anyone I've ever laid eyes on, fattest. And I respect her for doing it.
Is your sister fat? I'm only joking. Don't answer that.
She was no, she's not, but she was. You know,
she?
she'd lost. I mean, this is just the turn into fucking. It's not a comedy podcast. It's just listen, it's life advice. But she's just really into like she fucking anything. Like we were out for dinner when we were on holiday. She lives over in England, and she came to meet us. And whenever we're having dinner, she's fucking scanning all the barcodes and all the fucking food and all to put her calories in. She's yeah. I mean, she's no life like, but at least she's thin. So, I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a big fat party boy or do you want to be a wee skinny nerd?
Every time I see pictures of, like, Joe fellas with six-pack and Instagram posts and stuff, I'm like, do you have much of a life, though? Do you know what I mean? Because surely that is their life.
Yeah.
You take that away from them and they've nothing.
But see, I think the biggest thing for me in terms of having a sick note, in terms of, it's like all that stuff that's online is also quick fixed and fake. You know what I mean? And it's all like, they don't show you, like, if you do the photos, they've got all the lighting set. Actually, have you seen the thing now they're starting to do is like paint people? Like, not like bodybuilding, but they're like painting, like, getting paintbrush out and topping up their abs for photos and everything.
Really?
So like people see it and they're like, oh, we want to lose weight, whatever. Whereas I think I've kind of learned now that I need to do it over a longer period of time and not just try to cut quick and sustain it. So I had a nice wee chicken and broccoli and rice there, but it had a nice bit of flavour to it, so it wasn't just fucking this is boring.
It looked nice.
So, yeah, it was pleasant.
Yeah. I found out recently that bodybuilders, when you see before and after pics, like in magazines or online and stuff in articles, that they actually are bodybuilders who have had their photos taken and then they're just paid to put on weight.
Yeah.
And that's what they are. So it's actually the before shot
the
is
reverse,
them, and they've switched them around.
See, what sometimes they do as well is bodybuilders, obviously, when they do the competitions, they have to like cut all the water, all the sodium, everything right down to get as low a body percentage fat that they can get for the pose. So like they do have off seasons. So when they're in the off seasons, they do look like strong fellas, but they blow it out, they blow the bellies out, and then when they do the cutting. But like, I remember reading a thing about Jay Cutler, who was I think 5-time or 4 or 5-time Mr. Olympia, and he said like when it's coming up to competitions, he just sleeps every few hours. He doesn't sleep for a block. He sleeps and he's eating oil. He says by the end of it, like he's just all he do is just eating fish and shitting fish oil. There's nothing coming out of him other than that. And it's just, and he doesn't drink water for like the last 4 days or anything. It's like, and he says like you feel like you're about to die, and then you win the competition, you go and eat a fucking Pizza Hut, or you can eat buffet, and then you know.
I don't know. I think when Diona, you've
now be careful what you're going to say here.
No, I'm trying to choose my words carefully because Diona used to live with you, and I used to come down and stay over with her a few times a week.
Oh, why?
And the good old
I
days.
heard.
Oh, you did. I'm sure you did.
I recorded it actually. Yeah. No, I didn't. eBay,
and
Patreon.
You used to make like 500 dinners.
Yeah.
For like
for Monday,
just for Monday.
Yeah.
In your quest to become the fattest person your mum's ever
and then
seen.
I've achieved that goal. But yeah, I think everything's all down to how you manage life, isn't it? I think that's the big, like, you can do anything, but if you're going to push like one thing, it has to be your total priority, and you can't do that certainly in this business because you're fucking juggling so many different things. And then like to me, I think was how like the kids was just having them, they take up so much of your time that by the end of the day you're fucked, you're knackered. And it's like just easier to fucking order some food in or whatever.
Really is,
and
isn't it?
And it's just like I'm one of these guys who I fucking eat badly for 2 days and I put on a stone. It's like fuck, so I have to just watch it. But then I think the older you get too, the more, like, obviously you're married and you're not trying to look, like, ultimately you probably want to look good to go out and put on the pool, really, like, as if you're single you want to look as good as you can, whereas when you're married, you're settled, you're like, oh, I don't need to worry about that as much. Then it slips, and once you start slipping, it's and then now I'm starting not worrying anymore about looking good. It's about I want to just live as long as possible, so I make sure that my mum dies before me. I can stand over her grave and go, fuck yeah, that's what you get. No, so I can just live to see things like the girls graduating and fucking getting married and things like that, and and it's probably dramatic to say it, but if you I probably am on a slow drip to death if I don't fucking try to shift weight, as upbeat as that is to say. So I want to see the girls get older and shit, and I need to be healthier to do that. And just thank God I've got a dog, because if I wasn't walking in the last year with him, fuck knows what size it'd be like.
Walking's everything. Walking's great.
Yeah,
it really is.
And it's actually good for the bonds as well. Like, see, when you're out walking the dog, I think if someone's like, what's your happy place? It'd be early morning, first thing before the kids or Catherine are awake, just down the beach with the dog. That's just smashing. And then you have like 8,000 steps done, so you can lie on the
That's
sofa
it.
all day and you hit your 10k anyway. It's all about small
That's
victories.
what I'm like with my lads too. I have a 13-year-old and 15-year-old, and they sleep now till about
Yeah.
11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And they wake up and come down the stairs, and I'm like, fuck's sake, I've ran the lakes, I've took Winter
Yeah.
to the park, I've took her to the swimming pool, we've had our breakfast out,
Yeah.
you know, we come back, I've
Yeah.
done an hour's work, and you're only getting out of bed now.
Yeah.
It's so hard. See trying to inspire them and motivate
Yeah.
them. I had a heart to heart, which I do all the time with my 15-year-old
Yeah.
Charlie, and you've met him before.
Yeah.
And like I would say, no shit, about twice a month I have a full heart to heart with him,
Mm-hmm.
and I go for 40-45 minutes just talking to him. And Diona's like, would you be more respectful to your dad and sit there? And he's like lying about, and Joey's just like not looking at you and stuff. And then how it ends usually every single time is he does a big long fart and then starts laughing.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, this isn't working. Just
Yeah.
leave. And then he just heads off and watches his fucking Fortnite,
Yeah.
and it starts again a week or two later. It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
That's all to look forward to. Yes.
Well, girls are meant to be
Worse.
harder when they're younger,
Uh-huh.
and then easier when they're teenagers, and then it gets harder again.
I
Obviously,
think
when
that's
you start
probably-
thinking of pregnancy and you know,
But I think it's easier for a dad when they get to teenager, because then the dad just goes, I'm not dealing with any of this stuff that happens to them. You deal with that. Mum, I don't want to know about their bits or anything like that. You do
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
I'll deal with I'll deal with guys' bits. See, when guys come to the house,
yeah,
I'll deal with them.
the
Not-
measuring tape and
No,
stuff.
I'll suck them off to make sure that they don't go to my girls. I'll be like, listen, if you come here to get sucked off, there's only one guy doing it, not my daughters, me. But yeah, I just think like, I don't think like you've been through the full spectrum of parenthood, like from baby to adult now, and like people keep telling you, oh, it'll get easier, but I think it just changes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The worries just change
Yeah.
into something different. Like even my folks now, I'll be like, I still worry about you, and my mum's like, yeah, because you're so fat. Like I don't know if I've pushed this home enough, but I'm terrified that you're gonna die. And I'm like, all right,
With my
Yes,
own
Mum.
age,
Yeah.
you are a fucking fast.
I mean, and I know you're aware of it, and you don't need to hear this, but seriously, you know. So like, I think they just keep saying it, oh, it changes, and think you'll never be flipping clear. I think the only way to not care is to have kids that are cunts, like, and you just hate them. And you'll be like, fuck them, way to go, who gives a shit?
That's actually true. You know, the more you care about them, the harder it is when bad shit happens to them.
Yeah.
Or the more when you think about, you know, bad things happening to them, then
Yeah.
you can get worked up or annoyed, or you
'Cause-
can get sad and stuff. Whereas I suppose, as you say, if you hate them,
Yeah,
you
sweet.
just don't care. You're like,
Because that's what I was thinking. I don't know whether it's like everything you associate when you have kids to what happens, you know, to them. So I watch a film now, and sometimes I'll find myself crying at films. And why are you crying? I'm like, oh, just imagine that if that was me and I had to, you know, I'm thinking about it and I'm crying. It's like, well, what was it? He just said that he didn't want to see his dad again, and I just imagined that my girl said to him. And it was just
Kevin and Perry?
Yeah, just constantly. But yeah, I wish now I'd just been born with no dick, and no dick and balls, and I just had to carry on myself, you know.
but imagine if you died and your kids were like sitting down and their mum and all was like, let's watch all the old podcasts he was in.
I thought
It's just you.
Imagine you died, your kids were like, let's see if he's got a dick. And I go, fuck, he does.
Maybe that's how you die. You're
Yeah.
just fucking chipping away at your
I
own
know.
dick, just trying to get rid of it.
I just go and cut it off over the toilet, like, with a pair of tweezers.
That'd be funny if your kids are like sitting there watching clips of
Yeah.
you, you know, like, oh, my daddy was the best and stuff, and then there's you just on a podcast going,
Yeah.
I wish my dick was broke.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't the case. And like, unfortunately, too, they both look so much like me. They can't even be like, you know, they're just Matilda's just me. God love her with a perm. It's pretty swag look like, but yeah. So I think like that's the worry. Do you ever like do? Obviously, you do a lot of jokes too. That the punchline will be like your wife, and sometimes like I think I've got Catherine so used to the fact that, you know, I moan about stuff that sometimes when I'm saying things that are kind of based in truth, she's like, "What's he like?" When really I'm like, I'm fully saying stuff to get it off my chest. Like, does your wife ever like fucking just say she'll empty the bins and then just fucking leaves it, and then you come home and the bins are all fucking stinking and you have to do it anyway, you know? Or does your wife ever be doing like the washing up and you're like, don't do it, I'll do it later, and she's like, no, I'm doing it, and then she'll do it, and you come back to it later to put it in the cupboard and it's not cleaned properly, so you have to do it anyway, you know? Things like that. I like to get that off my chest sometimes.
See the shit the owner does that like beyond fucks me off. This is what the owner does, right? This is your bowl that you're
Yeah.
about to pour cereal into. the owner undoes all the packaging and
Uh-huh.
stuff, goes like that, and then puts her hand in and scoops it into the bowl. And you're like, you're right there.
Yeah, just keep.
Give it a wee shake or tip it a wee bit more.
Yeah.
She goes in and pulls it all out and puts it in their bowl. Like you
Like
fucking
a cat?
monster. Like
Yeah.
a fucking dinosaur.
No, because today, like, I was having porridge, and I'd say to Catherine, I was like, I'm making a little bit of a compote for my porridge. I'm making blueberries with a tiniest bit of maple syrup in it, just to put them in a wee pan, cook them up. She's like, I don't really like blueberries. I don't like maple syrup. I went, well, that's okay. Put it in, mix it in, goes a nice purpley colour. Nice. I mean, and she just has a big mouthful of her porridge, just puts a big porridgey spoon in the mine to try it, and goes, it's nice. I'm
I
like,
ate that.
you just told me you didn't. Like, don't be, this is mine, and I've just seen you put, like something about porridge. It's the most stinking thing if it's been in someone's
It's
mouth.
like wallpaper paste, isn't it?
It's stinking. I'm like, that's just
Yeah.
your mouthing all over that. And I know, yeah, I fucking lick her fucking face you half the time, but I don't want to be licking part. Yeah,
Do you ever get a
Don't like it.
takeaway and put like blueberries and stuff in it so she doesn't eat it?
No,
and
what
you get more?
What the good news is, she's a vegetarian. So and true Bill, especially whenever I was en route to being the fattest guy that's ever lived, I would make the active thought of ordering food that I know she can't take any of, because I mean, like, can I just get a meat feast with extra meat? Can you put meat in the crust? Just cover it with meat so I know she'll not have any. Whereas if she gets something, I'll be like, would you like a wee bit of like halloumi? Oh, sure, give us that. So, everything's geared towards getting fatter. Like, see if I lived in Japan, they'd worship me. I'd be
Would
like a
they?
sumo champion. They'd be like, keep getting bigger. Get the bigger. And I'd be like, certainly. That'd be great.
More pot noodle.
Yeah, no, more pot noodle. That's, of course, an impression of someone doing an impression of someone.
Yeah.
Who's
Of
doing
course.
yeah.
Not racist.
No.
In
But I
any
mean,
shape or form.
that's the annoying thing, that's my favourite accent to do. And I
Hmm.
just can't help it. Like, other voices, I'll avoid, but that I like.
Is it racist though to do an impression of someone and sound exactly like them? Like, is that racist? You're not slagging a race. There's no intent
Yeah.
behind it. You're just exactly copying them.
I
And
could
how
not
they
do an
talk.
impression of this your rascal. Yeah.
That came out of nowhere. That was
Yeah.
great.
So, is that?
Tell him
Who
again.
knows? Yeah.
I can do Kanye West.
Yeah, go.
Eh.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean?
It's perfect.
Will we do a duet? Will
Yeah, we'll just do Dizzy Rascal,
Kanye,
Kanye
and Dizzy
West.
West.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking good, wouldn't
There
it?
you go. But I mean, that's the thing. I think if people are doing like if he spoke, like if it wasn't doing like a song, if it was just his voice, maybe. But then this is the thing. I maybe it's ignorance, maybe it's old age. I don't know. But I think that, like, for example, people getting annoyed at cultural appropriation. It's like, but surely if some other race per se invents something that's better than what you should want to do it. That's not necessarily, and like for example, people are like, you can't be wearing like those. See, when girls wear feathers in their braids and all, that's culturally appropriating the Native Americans. And you're like, well, they've taken enough from them. I mean, I don't think a wee feather in their hair at a fucking festival's going to be that big a deal. You know what I mean? And like people, yurts are like, you don't see like fucking Fat Bull or whatever. The Indian chiefs are going to be like, get me to fucking Limavady, get the yurts down. That's offensive. That's my family went through so much. They're not having fucking glamping in Limavady for this shit. I just think like if other people invent stuff and it's good, you should share it in and of it. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
And I think accents, I think you should be allowed to do any accent because it's an accent. It's if
Exactly.
you're doing hateful stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
Because like you can do a Liverpool accent and people don't lose their rag, or an Irish accent, or if people meet you and they go, "Oh, you're from Belfast," I'm like, "Well, actually from Bangor." So get it right. Do you know what I mean? So I think accents, you should be allowed to do any accent. And like, there's one accent that I don't know, it just is in me that I just want to shout it, but I know I can't do that.
What is it?
Nigerian. I'm very good at it. I think, but I've never done it, so I don't know. I don't know if it is as good an impression being said as it is in my head. But
Give it a wee.
no.
Turn the mic's off.
No,
Go for it.
no. I mean, no.
I used to do
tempted.
I don't know if these are still on Instagram, but do you remember you used to get, well, it was a Snapchat filter, but I would upload it to Instagram.
Yeah.
And it was like I'm going to say an Asian filter, but that could be really wrong. But I loved doing it, but I got to the point where it was like, I probably shouldn't be doing this because
Yeah.
this might come back to bite me in the ass one day. But I used to start every video by going, "Hello everybody, what you do?"
Yeah.
Like as in how you doing,
Yeah.
but that's just the broken English.
Yeah.
But probably racist. Like we'll find out when this episode goes out. But
listen,
hopefully
but
not.
I've enjoyed doing comedy professionally for like the last
worth it.
7 months. It's been a nice time. You know, it's been a good time. And but like, yeah, I think sometimes too. Like I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna say like I don't think personally I would care if anyone did an accent. I'd just be like it's shade or not. But if it's good, I'd be like I love it. Like I love when people do impressions good. You know what I mean, when they sound like who they're meant to be, I love that.
I
think
seen
it's
one recently on TikTok, I think it was, because I'm a 14-year-old girl, and it was of somebody doing impressions of like Kevin Hart and Eddie Murphy and all. It was like on Ellen or something, I think he was, and they were mind blowing. They were unbelievable.
Like your man Ari Spears.
Yeah.
When he did like
Back in
Snoop
the
Dogg
day.
and all, they were
Meh,
just
DMX.
Oh, they were 10 out of 10. You know, it's like how do you
Jay-Z.
and you like watch people like you see someone's face change almost into who they're doing. It's wild.
Amazing,
like. And then now like I don't know if you've seen like on like when would you ever see like on like Britain's Got Talent when people come on and they just do hacky routines and you're like and then they're like that's great, but then they do like this is 7 Simpsons characters, you're like fuck off. You know, I want to see you do a full conversation between like Boris Johnson and Jeremy Kyle.
Be more
you know?
original.
Yeah, just do, but it's like all the same. I don't fancy that, but I love it when someone's good at an impression. You know?
There are some brilliant ones online.
Oh,
Brilliant.
Yeah, like what do you find yourself like? What do you watch online? Like, is there anything that you just find yourself like becoming not obsessed with, but you get into wee wormholes and then you're down? Like for me, it's drum solos. Like, see when I watch amazing drummers, I just end up like watching and watching. I'm like, and it's like I wish I could do that.
Now the odd time I've seen videos where a drummer like drums over the top of it, and it's phenomenal. It's amazing to watch. But I'm going to surprise you here, right? I watch like bushcraft videos and wilderness and people who like just camp out in the wild. And
But you're into all that, aren't you? Like
people who build things out of pallet wood and things like that. I watch all kind of like DIY stuff. But I've swore by YouTube the past few years. See, since I started kind of like just growing up and feeling a wee bit older and being like, right, I'm mid-30s now. Yeah. Time to fucking get a grip and stop hiring people or booking people to come and do things in my house. Yeah. Start doing it yourself.
Yeah.
So I just got to the point where I was like, right, if something breaks, I'm going to watch a YouTube tutorial and try and fix it. And I have managed to fix 95% of things in my house just myself, and it gives you such a feeling of satisfaction. And
but do you find too, like I don't know if the owner's a bit like you feel like she has no faith in you in fixing something? You're like, well, I'll fucking show you. That's what I get with Catherine. She's like, well, you can't, and then you'd be like, well, we'll see, and then you go and do it. Like we have a wall going up the stairs, it's quite high, and she was like, oh, I'd love to get photos up there, you know, I'd love to get like the wall, paint the wall green and this how she speaks, and then the way put the frames up and they'd be gold and all, and they'd look nice just to be like Hegarty. I just went one day, I'm going to do this, not even tell her. So I watched the YouTube video of how to do it, and then they just basically said, phone this handyman. I rang him, he came. No, I did it myself, and she came home, and I never mentioned it. And see how small, like I sat downstairs on the sofa, I guess, just waiting for her to go upstairs.
Just a pair of tiger skin boxers, just.
That's right. You know, when you just and do you ever do stuff like that too? Like you do a wee surprise and you wait for them to see. Yeah. But then I don't notice, and you have to kind of like be like, but what?
Drop a few hints.
And then do you have the Cold War as well with Diona about things too, where you're like, there's certain things that you know have been put out for a reason. For example, when we got back from holidays last week, Catherine emptied both suitcases, left them there, and I knew she was leaving them there because that's a sign to say, you go to the attic and I don't. So when she was at work yesterday, I just went and grabbed the ladder and put them up. Said nothing. She hasn't even mentioned it. So I don't know whether I don't need a pat on the back for it, but
take them back down.
Yeah,
and then put them back up again.
That's how you start making her go mad. That's a good idea. Drive her insane. Be like, do you put those? Oh, aye. Well, they're down again. What? No, I never touched them. They weren't there. Make her go mad. That'd be great.
Very boring though, having to get up and down the attic all the time.
Oh man, because like in my old house, I had these like you just got a stick, popped it down, and the stairs came down. Now I have to fucking get the ladders from the garage and then navigate them through the stairs, and
torture.
It's just a bollocks. So that's you know, if someone's like, what would you do if you won a good bit of money? I'd like, what I would do if I earned good money, I would get stairs put in, ladders into my attic.
I did ours myself, and it was like 40 quid or something, buying a ladder and somewhere
just
like home base,
it in,
and just climbed up and screwed it in, and We use it every day now. It's great.
Yeah, every day. Like,
Nearly every
what are
day.
you doing in your attic
Just
every day?
Getting Christmas decorations down and stuff and looking at them and
Like, there you go, happy days. There you go.
looking
Again.
forward to mid-November and then
Yeah.
just put them back up again.
I know, like it's going to be just early November now, isn't it? I remember. I don't know whether again it's an age thing. Is this just the two old men ranting? Maybe, but like over the years, it's definitely gone. Like when Halloween's finished, people are like, "Let's start putting Christmas up," and it's
Yeah.
like always been to me 1st of December.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, what are people doing? Like,
Yeah. Do you know why though? Do you know why? Because now people put Halloween decorations up.
yeah,
And they put them up about a week or two before Halloween.
yeah.
Whereas people only used to really decorate their house
Just
if
a
they
wee
were having a
cobweb in the
Halloween
dining
party or
room,
something. Yeah, we cobweb,
Yeah.
you know, we spider on your front door, just if anyone goes to knock it.
Yeah.
There's a spider land still that's 50 times the size of a normal spider.
What I would do is just get a load of real spiders and smash, like press them against the window, smear them, and then
That's a
it's the
good
blood and all
idea.
too. It's a bit scary, a bit gross.
But that's what it is. People put their Halloween decorations back up in the attic.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm not going to get up here in fucking 2 weeks and pull the Christmas
There you
ones
go,
down.
yeah.
I'll just bring them down now. And then they put them up.
But I've definitely noticed that's happening more recently, and like, I just don't like it. You know, I just don't like it. And I did waver a bit, like during COVID. I was like, fuck. I mean, we've been through it this year. Let's get the Christmas decorations up a week early. Fuck's sake, you know. Who am I to spoil the fun? You know. And then last year, she's like, should we put them in November? I went, no, they'll go up in December, and that'll be it. And again, it's like, you go and get them. So my wife will be like, let's do this. So let us. You know, let us do this. Let us do this.
Not lettuce.
No, not let. But she's saying let us do it.
Aye.
But by that it means you do it. You go and get all of the decorations. You do all the heavy lifting. You put everything up that needs hanged. You can put the tree up. You build the tree. Sweat like a bastard. And me and the girls will put the decorations up with wee turtle doves. And then you have to fucking go
You
back
get all
up
the glory.
Yeah, all the
She gets all the glory.
yeah, fucker.
Do you know what you do then? You bring them
Kill her.
over to the hole. Bring all the decorations over to the hole in the attic and just
Yeah.
fucking let them go. Whatever breaks,
Yeah,
goes in the
the only
bin. Whatever
thing is-
doesn't goes up.
For some reason, when my erector, I don't know if that's a term for someone who builds houses, but my
Yeah.
erector erected my house, he put the glory hole into the bathroom,
Love it.
the attic, so if I can't drop in, I'll break a sink or break a bath. So it's bollocks, you know. Shit.
Tell us this, right?
Hmm.
Greatest song ever made, Mbop Hansen.
Yeah.
Discuss. Do you agree?
Well, it's a classic.
Isn't it?
It is a classic, yeah. First girls I ever fancied too turned out to be boys. Says a lot about me. You know, it's my formative years. You know, closet
Yeah.
homosexual works. You know, but yeah, I remember fancying them the first time, and I loved that song.
Yeah.
I don't know what it fucking means, like, but it's
No, nobody
boom
knows.
bob skibbity bop bam doo wop. Give it
know.
up, bam doo wop.
Which
Yeah.
is proof, if ever you need it, that it doesn't matter if a song doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You just fucking put it out there. As long as it sounds good, that's all that anyone cares about.
Yeah, that's true. Like the Scatman was an art classic.
Mm.
If Scatman could do it, so can you.
God
I'm a
rest him.
Scatman. Yeah, and he's just singing about fucking being shited on, like, and no one knew about it all these years. You know.
What? Skip it up,
Yeah.
the scat man. Skip it up. Does he say any actual words? No.
He says something about.
Are there verses like?
Yeah. He says something about while the freaks are still sleeping, the things you call dead haven't yet had the chance to be born.
Holy fuck.
I'm a scat man. No, like he just says. You know, you ever have people that say things that you lose track of what they're actually saying. They're talking so much shite, and by the end of it, you just go, "I dead on." That's kind of what he's doing. He's just going, blah, 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 "I'm a scat man." Nice one, mate. Good one. You know, but so that was a classic song, Scat Man. I loved it. I love that era of music.
Yeah.
And again, I think, and it could be an old man thing, and I've heard it before, but like they don't make them like you used to. They don't.
Yeah.
Current music is quite shit. Sometimes
so
you hear a
shit.
banger and you go, okay, but like even rap music. I know we're both fans of rap music. The current rap's just terrible.
So bad.
Like all
Mumble
you
rap, they call it, don't they?
Abba-da-dabba-da-da.
Yeah.
Abba-da-dabba-da-da. Adabba-da-da, adabba-da-habba-da-ha.
And they're all talking on the phone, but their phone is a big wad of cash.
Yeah.
Just,
I know,
you know,
with tattoos all over the face. Like, what are
get
you
a
going
real
to do?
phone.
Yeah,
You've got the money.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah. Just take some of that and swap it for a phone. You know, you see that you've got there. You've got 6 phones. There's 6 phones on your hand. Like, just going fucking
Get a
one.
contract,
You
tenner
know,
a month.
Can even get a Nokia. Like, it's no biggie. But it's fucking wild.
I had a night on the 11th night of July
Yeah.
while you were partying. Me
Oh,
and my
aye.
brother had a wee party in his
Getting
house.
sucked out by pensioners. Oh, wow. That's it. That's the thing that happens at the ponies. You go there and you fucking write a passage. Just go fucking noshed.
Did you go to the bonfires?
Oh, pardon. When I was younger, I went to none. Yeah, no, never
You
did.
never went? No.
No, I went through work because I had to make sure people weren't fucking
Course
breaching
you
the
did.
dough we're giving them, you know. So, and also had to go and collect fines from people as well.
Did you?
I was in paramilitary, aren't I? I'm UDA, mate. That's the collection day. I made you fucking 24-pack of tenants. You owe me a tenner. What the fuck is over here?
Can be 7 of them.
I know.
I went
But I'm
out-
not allowed to drink tenants. Too many calories.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Is
beer's
there like
big in calories.
Tannins Light or something
Yeah,
shit like that? No?
I just stick to
Tenant
seltzers
Zero?
now. I don't really drink now anymore because when I get drunk, I fucking eat. No, I don't. I just have to get up the next day with kids who are dickheads.
It's not worth it.
Nah, no respect. And then the loud, and you just want to fucking kill
What
yourself.
about getting up in the morning and just painting straight away? Do you know what I mean? Doesn't it make it a wee bit easier? Just,
Yeah, because I mean, on my holidays and stuff, I would have just had a beer throughout the day.
But why
like-
is that? But at home you don't? Do you know what I
Because
mean?
know you've stuff to do at home. You know, you've responsibilities and things might happen. Whereas you're on holidays, just go. You know, like
Live
I
every
came,
day like you're on holidays.
but I came in for the first time in my life thirsty to the house and was like, I'll just have a beer here instead of a glass of water. And I was like, I feel like a real dad here, just having a beer at 11 o'clock. I've just been to the park with the girls. I'm like, thirsty. Fucking 10 of Estrella Dam will do me right here, you know.
What the fuck is that?
And then it
Beer?
starts me all day, yeah.
What do you call it?
Estrella Dam from Barcelona. It's a nice beer. I like a beer to taste like I'm on proper holidays. You know, if we're on holidays in the sun, I like to pretend I'm in like Torremolinos or somewhere. Like, there's no better beer, and anyone can challenge me on this, than if you've been for like a morning walk. You're there, it's sweltering heat. You're there, fucking with like pram your wife, and you stop at a wee bar, and they give you the wee half pint, and it's got ice on the outside of the glass, and it's just fucking fizzy and whoa. Full
You like
pint,
to
it's too
just
hot. You just fucking.
Close your eyes and go, oh,
Yeah.
Glasgow.
You're just like fucking home, man. Fucking right, man. Sucky old street bra. You know?
What I was telling you was I went out to my brother's house
Yeah.
on the 11th night and we had
Is
a
he
wee...
a big hun?
No,
No.
no. He's same as me. None. He's none.
All right, nothing.
Doesn't give a fuck. See, we were raised... Check this out, right? Do you know Lent?
Yes.
Is that something everybody does? Or
I
is
think
that a
it's
Peggy
I
thing or
think
what
it's
is it?
like well, here it's definitely a Catholic thing. I think Lent
Oh, is it?
maybe exists, yeah. Because don't they go and get the wee coal in their head? To be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But like, I mean, again, why wasn't there more shootings back in the Troubles in Lent? Like, should have
Perfect aim.
been easier for the paramilitaries, but nah. I mean, what they do, they don't have a good guy at the head of their PR team being like, here's my suggestion. See if you're looking to go and do a number. Go out on that day and just
Imagine it was like the priests were all Protestant and they were all going
yeah, like what? Yeah,
winking over to the UDA after every one.
yeah. Well, by the way, I actually should give my mum's details to UDA because she's Fenian and she's hurt my feelings. So
Does she get her stuff in her
aye.
head? Joe,
oh yeah,
wait,
but she also gets the coal as well.
does she? See, in school, this is how much we hated going to mass. Every like Ash Wednesday, you'd have to go, but then instead of going off chocolate or crisps or
Yeah.
something, my mum and dad would take us to mass every single night of Lent. I don't know why.
So
I
you
don't
can
know
still
why.
eat chocolate, but you have to go to church.
Aye. Whereas you'd rather have went off chocolate. I'd have fucking
Yeah.
I'd have done a full fast for 4. I'd have done Ramadan.
Yeah, but
Did
then
not
again,
go to mass, but
see,
we were
the
forced to
thing
go.
about going to mass, you're burning calories up and down off your knees, like. I mean,
Sucking
that's
off
for
the priest.
Yeah. Fuck, I saw something again. Now again, don't quote me on this, but there was some sort of fact.
I'm fully quoting you on this,
Yeah.
so watch what you
But
say.
I think it was something that I heard that in like between like 2009 and 2014, they derobed, and I think that means just not literally, but they took their collar off like 840 priests for like sex perv crimes
I'd well believe
worldwide.
it.
But that's a lot,
Yeah.
like, isn't it? And
That's
I
a
think,
lot.
I think that's it. But see that too, like you don't think back in the day they probably weren't like if anyone had anything wrong with them, or they weren't exactly what you thought a person like. So say maybe people with mental health problems, or people maybe were gay even in the day, and they were like, well, you need to go to priesthood then to cure yourself of whatever it is, rather than being like, well, each to their own sort of thing. And so you're probably sending people, maybe who might needed, a bit of help, or to the priesthood, and it's not a suitable place for them. You know what I mean? And there you go. So maybe that's it.
Yeah, it's a dangerous fucking. It's a dangerous
Yeah.
place, or it was back in the day. Like I don't know if it still is. But,
No, but I think I think it was more the lack of understanding of people aren't just this is the way everyone should be. So
Yeah.
like mental health, fuck, no one cared about that. Or you might have something, and they'd be like, you need to go and be a priest, or rather than being like, oh no, maybe you're just a gay person. That which is totally normal to be. They're like, oh, you need to go and get cured to the church. So you're probably sending people who, have issues and other things to the church, and it's not curing them. You know what I mean?
And it's making
I'm not
things
saying they're
worse.
just making people paedophiles, but there are paedophiles that people are like, there's a place that you need to go to get better, and they're like, or get access to all these hot kids, like, either way. It's just like a lack of understanding, really, isn't it, in those days? And I think that, paedophiles are wrong.
Exactly. We used to, on the school bus on the way home, this is nothing to do with paedophilia.
I was going to say, I know what.
We used to
bus
get
driver.
like a jotter out, and it would have like a black kind of inky, kind of like a gluey kind of thing that kept the pages together.
All right, okay.
That's what the priest said anyway. And we used to lick our finger and rub it up and down it, and then put it on our heads.
Yeah.
And then we'd go home and we'd be like, we got our ashes in school today. And then my mum and dad would be like, all right, you don't have to go tonight then. We were
That's a smart move.
Delighted.
Yeah.
But I hated it. And I think that's one of the reasons why today I hate everything to do with it.
Yeah.
Because we were forced to go. Now, saying that, some of the funniest things that have ever happened that I've seen with my own two eyes have happened in mass. Like one time a wasp got in.
A white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Did you come up with that fucking quickly? They have less of a sting.
Yeah.
But a wasp got in, right, and it was flying all around the chapel. And it got to the point where nobody was actually watching or listening to the priest.
Yeah.
Everyone was just watching this wasp, and it would, like, every couple of minutes it would land on the microphone and stuff, and all you'd hear is like like all over the whole place. And then it was like flying around the priest, and he was like flapping it away and stuff while he was still doing like one of the readings or whatever. And he went like his hair, and he like couldn't get rid of it, and then he smacked it, but he smacked his glasses off, and the whole place just fucking erupted with laughter.
I bet he was fucking raging, was he?
Oh, aye.
But like I liked whenever I went to mass the old time, because I'm from mixed, so I got sent to the Presbyterian church because as a young gay man my parents thought it would cure me to go. No, and they sent me to Presbyterian church because my granny lived close and they wanted rid of me for a few hours on Sunday, and my granny bought me a Mars bar, so obviously I'm
Well
in
worth
there.
it.
Yeah, but then again, when you go to mass you do get grub too, so that was good. You get up and get the wee body of Christ, which to be fair tastes like a rice cake, pretty tasty. But going there was just, I felt my parents mugged me off a lot because they never told me the difference between the churches. So if I was going in between both, like if we could turn up the mass, like you need to do stretches before we go in because you're going to be doing a lot of squats here. I'd be going in being like, I'm fatigued up and down. And again, I was like such a copycat back in, like when my granny would have sang in church, I'd have copied her. So when she was singing, like I would have been doing high pitched singing beside her, like as a wee boy, like, oh great, oh. And like I'd be copying whatever's going on in the mass too. So like they're all going, and they're like, and I was just making that noise, and just pretend I knew what was going on because I didn't want them to be like, you've come in, well, you're an outsider, you're a wasp. What are you doing? So it was wild. Like,
Have you watched Man vs. Bee? Speaking
no,
of wasps?
Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen it, but it keeps
Really
popping
good.
up, and I want it. What is it? A series or is it a?
Yeah. No, it should have and probably could have been a movie.
Yeah.
But it is a TV show. But they're like 10 to 12-minute episodes.
Does he speak or is he?
Yeah. It's full. Yeah. He's good. Like, it's very good. It's one of those ones you have to completely switch your mind off and just go, this is just lighthearted
Mr. Bean.
family humor, yeah. But it's really good. There's a scene where the bee flies up his leg, and then the police knock the door, and he has to go and answer the door. Look out for it. It's fucking brilliant.
No, I'm gonna try and get the girls to watch that. Like Matilda, you just put anything on because she's one. Like, but Holly will be like, I want to watch Gabby's Dollhouse, and I'm like, I fucking don't.
Shite.
So just shut up.
Shite, isn't it?
I like Bluey. You ever watch him? No, you
That's
probably
not Blue's Clues. No, is that
no
the same
Bluey's
thing?
new guy. He's a dingo type guy from
Right.
Australia, and he's good. He's on Disney. And Vampirina's another one we watch, which is this wee vampire girl who's gone to live in the real world from Transylvania. So it's good to let the kids see, look, there's different people out there, each their own. Just don't be a dick. That's do whatever you want.
That's the key message.
Have your whatever race, religion, sexuality, whatever. Do whatever you want. Just don't be a dick.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So I was at my brother's house.
All right, okay. On at 11. It's like fucking Gavin and Stacey's fishing trip.
You just constantly get distracted and nobody ever hears what happened. We had like a 90s nostalgia night, and I know you're big into your wrestling. You have a wrestling podcast.
For now, yeah. We've been shut down off YouTube for copyright, but we're coming back.
I was wondering, because you do play actual clips, don't you? Now, do you play them with no sound to try and get away with it?
With sound.
You probably play them with no sound.
Yeah. Right, okay, we'll try and get away with that. But all I'm saying is, we're 1, 2, we're kicking out before the 3. We're coming back, brother. Yeah.
You're 1, 2,
1,
1,
2.
2,
Yeah.
3.
3. Yeah. That was. Yeah. We tried.
Yeah.
We tried.
So we watched Royal Rumble 1990.
Right.
Fucking brilliant.
Tell me who won that? Was it Nature Boy? Ric Flair? Did he win that one?
Yes.
And did he win the belt? Was that the one before the belt?
I think he might have won the belt. I can't
Yeah.
remember. Joe, what we did, right? We did we got my brother's daughter to come out and go on Google and Google all the people that were in it. And then what we did was we drew like a list of, there's 30 people in it, isn't it?
Yes.
So we drew a list of 15 each. And then when that person was coming in, you had to take a big drink.
Oh, I love that.
But also, when that person came out, you had to Google them and see if they were dead.
Yeah.
And if they were dead, you had to pour a bit of your drink into like a dirty pint.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And whoever won,
Yeah.
the other person had to drink the dirty pint.
Oh, fucking hell.
And it was
You
messy.
just blocked at the end of it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking right.
fucking
Yeah,
right.
I
That's
barely
okay,
remember
yeah.
Ric Flair one, but there was one time as well where somebody was like, do you know the way they like fucking punch at their heads, and a fella punched Ric Flair in the head, must have been 10 or 15 times, and then he just like looks forward and walks into the middle of the ring and then just lets himself go and falls down. It is
classic Nature Boy.
fucking hilarious. I think he was training the other day, his last fight.
His
Is
last
that right?
match last night, yeah.
Was it last night?
Yeah, last night.
How was it? You don't know?
He's 73, he should be doing it. It's a bit, but and he'd wear a wee t-shirt and all. And Ric Flair's never been like the top physique guy, but you know, don't wear a wee t-shirt in your last match, just let it out, you know. But again, he's getting cut up and all at 73, you're going, don't. But what was 10 out of 10 Ric Flair classic was, he'd had a heart attack or something recently, like that they were like, don't, you know.
Real life?
Yeah, he had to have a proper, like, maybe that's why he wore a top, because he had fucking full open heart surgery or whatever. But they were like, he's known as the dirtiest player in the game, so he was like cheating whatever to win. Last night in his last ever match, he was in the corner and he was like, and the other wrestler was like, the referee, oh no, he's in a heart attack, and he's like, fuck, they're going over to help him. Thumb to the eye, wasn't it? Like,
As you do.
fuck off. He's like, fuck, get you. And the guy, so dirtiest player in the game, you never lose a trick, like, you know.
That's like all those people, Joe, that attack ambulance drivers around
Yeah.
the country. You know, that's
Yeah.
what they do. They phone an ambulance and they lie there, and the ambulance man runs over and just fucking thumb to the eye.
What they should do is if they get up, just hit them with the ambulance. You're like, well, you called an ambulance, here's a reason to use it. There you go.
Do you ever think it would be good to have a wrestler like Ric Flair's son, and he's like a full algo, and he's called Wine Flair?
I mean, yeah, it could work. There was a guy who, David Flair, he was called. It was his son, he wrestled for a bit. But
Not as catchy, like.
nah, it's not as good a ring. And then he had another son who died.
Yeah. No Flair.
No Flair. But I would like to see more Flair. I would like to see, you know, because he took the Nature Boy title off a guy, or like the name from a guy called Buddy Rogers. Now, I'd love someone to this day to explain to me what exactly a Nature Boy is. It sounds perfect to me. Whatever a
You just
Nature Boy is, it
Go
sounds
into the
like
woods
someone.
and strip naked. don't
Yeah,
you?
it sounds like someone that's up to no good, like, you know. Sammy Wilson's a bit of a Nature Boy, you know. I don't know what it means. But, like, I feel like now he's retired, he should give the title to someone else, you know. The Nature Boy, Sean Hegarty. It works for your name.
Nature Boy Sean Hegarty. It does, yeah. Yeah.
And you could do that with your outdoor stuff. Start a YouTube channel called Nature Boy Sean Hegarty and just go out to nature, do it naked, build.
Yeah. It's building stuff
build
out
a
of pallets
head,
in the woods.
Wear Alex out, yeah.
Naked. Be fucking great.
Would you go naked and afraid?
No.
No? Okay.
Not
No?
No. Not a bit.
Do
Why?
you know what it is?
Yeah, people get dropped off in the middle of nowhere and they
Yeah.
have to find their way out, but they're naked
Yeah, and afraid.
and afraid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they should just call it naked in a field or something, because then what's to be afraid of? Other than the other person you're dropped with judging you. Oh, look at you, you fat bastard. I know, imagine I get done naked and afraid of my mum. Oh, you are. Look at you. Stay there.
Hopefully you die, could fucking
I know.
eat you.
Eat you, yeah. Just like fucking,
Survive
I
for
could
years.
carve you out and live inside you, you fat cunt. Wedding upstairs and down. Fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Bitch. I love the smacker, you know. I really just
Would
once,
you?
just for one. Yeah. Shut up.
Have you much coming up?
Yes, actually, when's this out?
Wednesday.
Right. Okay. Well, then I'm doing the Ulster Hall again on the 10th of September, which is exciting, and that's all I want people to buy tickets for. Anything else I'm doing, don't bother. Just go towards that. 'Cause
How do you
that's the
feel
big
in the
one.
build up to it?
Well, I'm stressed out at the minute because I'm trying to get a fucking work in progress run together to practice the actual hour, but that seems to be
Hard to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it was me personally, I'd just ring up venues and be like, "Can I book this, please?" And I think it would probably be done by now. But alas, it's not me doing it, so it's like a bit of pain in the arse. But You know, it is what it
I
is.
think I would be more nervous doing a work in progress gig than I would
Yeah.
doing an actual show. I know
Yeah.
you just want to run out your material and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but if it was me and I was trying stuff that I
Yeah.
could maybe do at the Ulster Hall,
Yeah.
I'd be besides myself at the thought of having
Yeah.
to do new shit.
No, I think the annoying thing is I think that a lot of the stuff it's quite seamless. If it is so, it's hard to cut the bits into bits to try into smaller, shorter parts. You know what I mean? So like a bit could be 20 minutes, and it could be several bits in one. But you can't take. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
need
yeah.
all the bits. So it's like
Yeah.
I need to run the hour to see where we're at. But I'm looking forward to it. And again, the last time I did the Ulster Hall was class. You know, it was my favourite. I think my favourite hour I've done. And it was the first time I've come off stage and gone, I'm happy enough with that. Usually I come off and go, fuck's sake, or, you know, missed this or did that, but I was happy enough. And I remember usually I get really stressed out, like fucking about to burst before I go on stage. But I remember lying in the wings. I might have been having a heart attack, who knows, but it's like lying in the wings, really chilled out, being like, I'm just ready to do this now. I'm just ready to go and have a good time. Probably should have pulled the pin there and just been like, that'll do me. But fucking booked it again here. Now I'm like back to trying to sell tickets, which is stressful.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's the most
the bit I
stressful
hate
part
about
of doing stand-up.
You know what I mean? And it's like I believe in my act and I believe in the show's going to be great, but it's just letting people know. It's like, yeah, there's other shows you can go to see, but will it be as good as this? I know. It's up to, I know.
Very true.
I don't know. But yeah, if it was easier to sell tickets, I'd fucking love it.
I know.
I
Wouldn't it?
love it. And I hate social media, I'll be honest with you. I hate having to post, I hate doing this, but it's all part of the business, isn't it? So you
Yeah.
have to fucking keep
Yeah.
plowing away. So
I feel like every time I post about a show, people are like, is he still going on about
Yeah.
that? Where people would then unfollow you
yeah.
because it's too much,
I
especially
put a-
people who don't live near where the gig is.
Yeah, I put a post up today that was just like, it's just a silly, because there was a period of time there I was just posting motivational stuff, just silly motivational stuff for fun. I posted one today being like, look, it's Monday, who's your competition? Look in the mirror, kid. And it was just a photo of me like at a gig doing that. 3 people unfollowed me after that post. I was like,
Unfollowed you?
people just don't want Monday motivation. They're like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to be motivated. No, I'm not having it.
You should have done a Nature Boy post.
I might do one.
Fully in the raw with the balls hanging down by your ankles.
I might do that. I might just, now Nature Boy's retired, I might just take on the mantle myself.
Yeah.
The Nature Boy David Elliott.
What would be your nickname in wrestling?
The fattest man that's ever lived.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be the fattest man's ever lived, Dave Elliott, or would it be Dave the fattest man's ever lived,
I
Elliott?
might just drop my real name and just
Yeah.
be the fattest
Just
man that ever
be
lived.
known
Just
as
to
that?
be yeah. Or the fattest man that my mother's ever seen in the flesh. You know, ever. So and my finisher would just be I would slowly fall. I'd be the avalanche. It would just be my fat slowly smothering them until they tap out, you know. It should be nice.
It'd be like snow coming down the Alps.
Yeah,
just
it's a bit-
the skin just
oh.
rolling over their face.
Just, and they'd be done. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. You wouldn't survive it.
A few lawsuits in there, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about popularity, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about
There you
hits, likes, and shares.
Yeah, hits, likes and shares.
Dave Elliott, thanks for coming on.
Very
Appreciate it,
welcome.
man.
Cheers.